let me tell you a short story. There was a writer named William Shakespeare. He wrote a tragedy trilogy with Macbeth, Othello and Hamlet. Then there was a director who loved his work so much that he started presenting them with his contemporary touch. But then one day he was done with presenting his favorite author's tragedies. But what after that? He still loved his work like no one other. So he thought about and started giving homage to the eternal characters that Shakespeare wrote in a geeky yet interesting manner. Well, Vishal Bharadwaj is that director who yet again comes out with yet another slow burn thriller, delegating some classics that provide the insights. The new spy thriller KHUFIYA is out on Netflix, and here is us telling the good aspects and drawbacks of it. The poetic storyline. No matter what the topic Bharadwaj dives through, he somehow reconnects with the poetic essence of the audience, and that is truly shining in this attempt as well. As a basic storyline, KHUFIYA follows the story of a person who betrays his country for some personal interest, and all through his attempts, he is not alone. On the other hand, he is being tracked by the Indian secret agency which tries to nab him before he sells the country's classified information for some pennies. Along with this, a backstory travels which is later connected to the story. But all through the movie, the question that haunts me is, who is the actual mole in the system and why is he doing so? Even though this sounds like a very layman storyline, Vishal Bharadwaj truly injects the juicy texture of poetry which provides an interesting aspect, especially for the character development. The metaphorical reference which we are going to talk about later, and also the soulful music that connects you to the psyche of a character way better. The beauty is extracted through that only. The Shakespearean touch. As discussed earlier, Vishal Bharadwaj never steps back in providing homage or even giving references to Shakespeare through his stories. After Maqbool, Omkara and Heather are done and dusted, he starts giving references to the characters like Brutus from Julius Caesar or even Portia from Merchant of Venice. They give the meta reference for those intellect audiences who have a sparkle in their eyes. Apart from Shakespeare, you can also find the Queen of Mystery, Agatha Christie's books being read by the officer who is solving the mystery. Being a fanboy of such, I might be shouting a lot, but it truly seems Christie is adding ideas into the mind to solve the mystery in a parallel universe. The writing and the direction. Good spy thrillers are nothing but bad spy thrillers written in an interesting manner which holds your attention and doesn't kill the suspense. Vishal Bharadwaj holds the screenplay along with Rohan Narula, but it feels like not going forward sometimes. However, it doesn't raise a concern for the genre it is made for. With that, the direction by Vishal Bharadwaj is so typical that you may even remember how slowly he makes you jumble within his trap, and then he just lets you decide what could happen. He never provides a solution, rather the subsequent questions are somehow solutions to the previous questions. The acting. The movie is mainly being promoted with Tabu and Fazal being at the center, but who steals the show is Wamiqa Gabbi. It doesn't mean Tabu or Ali has done any bad job, but Wamiqa somehow shadows them with her shaded acting throughout the movie. Ali's character has been kept in dark for the first half, and we sometimes don't even know what he is doing. But then, in the second half, he shines and performs quite well. Tabu is just mastering herself, asking you to get a flaw within her. Apart from them, the supportive characters have done a fantastic job, especially the character of Fazal's mother. The drawbacks. So, after all the goodies, sometimes it is difficult to put a finger on the drawbacks. The story starts with quite an okayish note which you do not expect from a Vishal Bharadwaj piece. This could have been better, and the story also seems quite confusing sometimes. There are some instances where you can never understand how it happened or the reason behind it, but it just happens for the sake of happening. Along with that, the ending could have been a bit more pompous as it somehow felt low with the trajectory it had set before. But still, you can get a good watch as you will find the entangles being solved every now and then, keeping your interest intact. And that's a wrap to the video, guys. If you are a loyal Vishal Bharadwaj fan or a great movie enthusiast, then you have no reason to miss out on it. It is streaming on Netflix. Do comment your thoughts about KHUFIYA and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Fortnite Chronicles.